Welcome to the next video tutorial for the C programming beginner. In this video we learn about the data types. Let's get started. Data types. The data type in a programming language is a collection of data with value having fixed meaning as well as characteristics. The data types has a fixed meaning value and its own characteristics. Some of them are an integer, floating point, characters, etc. Here is the giving the data types, different data types, names like integer, float, characters, and many others. We will see it in this video. Usually, programming language specify the range value for given data type. For example, if I use the integer value, it's have its own range value. Within it, we can declare a variable. Each data type require a different amount of memory and has some specific operation which can be performed over it. What it mean by? It says the each and every data type have allocate a different memory space. For example, if I declare integer variable, it will allocate by default 2 size for most of the compiler. Sometimes it's maybe 4 bytes allocating for the integer variable. Specific operation which can be performed over it. It means that you can only manipulate the integer values like addition, subtraction, division, and calculating some figure out it value. You cannot treat it that integer value as a string value or character value. Let me show you how to declare when you declare a variable, which kind of process it happen. If you declare variable integer a, in background what it happen, it will create the memory allocation over here, like it will allocate addresses to this variable. For example, address memory allocation is address is this and variable name is this. Which type of represent is allocated in behind the scene when you declare integer a? How we can represent the memory allocation in C in background when you declare integer a? Why we can use the data types? Identify the type of variable when it declare. As I said, if you declare a whole value number, you must to declare type as an integer. If you declare character type value, you must declare a value as character. If you want to store a floating point value, you must declare data type variable as a floating data type. Identify the type of the return value of a function. If function has returned something else, which kind of data it will return? To identify, we can use the data types. For example, if I write integer abc like this, its function returns the integer type values. It functions returns the integer type value. Next, identify the type of parameter expected by a function. When you declare a parameter like function, it will takes an argument. To identify which type of argument it will take, where we can use the data types of data types. Primary and built-in data types. What are the data types? The primary and built-in: void, int, char, double, and float. Int is integer, char is character, double is double, and float is floating point value. Double is also storing floating point value, but it have might some different memory allocation when it will declare a variable. Derived data types. These are the inbuilt data type and these are the derived data type. Array, references, and pointers. User defined data types: structure, union, and enumeration. These are the user defined data type. In this video we have only seen about the built-in data types. Let's see all of them one by one. Character. The most basic data type in C. It stores a single character and requires a single byte of memory in almost all compilers. When you declare a variable as an character variable, it will allocate a 1 byte memory and it stores a single character. Integer. As name suggests, an integer variable is used to store an integer value, which means it stores only whole number. It does not store any floating point number or precision number. Float. It is used to store a decimal number with number floating point value. It will store a floating point value with single precision. Double data type, it is used to store a decimal number with double precision. Float is store the floating point number decimal number value but with single precision, and double is store decimal values with double precision. And void, as the name suggests, it holds no value and it's generally used for specifying the type of function or what it return. If the function has a void type, it means that the function will not return any value. As we say, we return in abc, which means the function has returned integer value. But if you write void abc, which means function has returned no value. Let's see some data types ranges and its memory allocation bytes. Over here, data types, memory bytes, and range. Sort int, it's allocate 2 bytes memory and its range is -32768 to 32767. Unsigned sort int is 2 bytes and 0265535. I cannot explain all about this. You can read it once, you will be get the idea. I am just discussing only those we can use mostly. We can use integer, we can use float, double, and character. The integer has stored my 2 or 4 byte memory allocation and its range is this. Character is always stored in 1 byte memory and its range is -128 to 127. Floating point has stored 4 byte and its range is like this. Double is store 8 byte value and 2.3. Exponential -308 to 1.7 e plus 308 exponential. Its memory allocation is 8 byte. Let's check in my compiler to how many bytes are occupied for integer, character, float, and double. Let me open Turbo C. Go to the file menu and click on new. If you want to remove this message part, press F5 to full screen. For saving the file, press F2, or you can go over here. In C language, we have to store file with .c extension. Over here, you can specify the file path where you can store. I am just simply give the name demo memory.c. Click on OK. Over here I am writing basic code of C language as include stdio.h, as include conio.h, void main. As we seen, these are the library files. We will see the basic structure of C program, these library files, and after that the main section is coming. Now I will write one function clrscr, which is used for the clear screen, and get ch, which is used for the waiting screen. If you don't write get ch, it will compile, run, and you can also the output, it will directly goes to the blue screen again. If you wait your output screen, you must have to write get ch in Turbo C. Now I am writing printf statement. Printf statement is an inbuilt statement of C program which is come from the stdio.h library file. Printf statement is used for the printing something on your output screen. Okay, for example, I am writing size of integer equal to %d. What is %d? Don't worry about it, we will see that. Now assume %b is then format specifier of C language. How you can check the memory allocation of integer? There is one function that is size of, and you can write inside it the data type name and this semicolon at the end of semicolon. This is how you can check how many byte of integer can be allocated. Let's save it. I am press F2. Alter F9 for compiling your program. See over here, no error and no warning. Press enter. Control F9 for your run the program. See, size of integer is 2. By compiler the integer will be 2 bytes takes. Press enter. Yes, let's check another for. Let's check for another. size of float, and I will also check all of these data types. We will see size of a character, size of double. Let's compile, alter F9, control F9 for run. See, the size of integer is 2, size of float is 4, size of character is 1, and size of double is 8. Okay, let me simplify this. Slash n is used for the new line. Go to the new line, save me, and run this program again. Compile first and then run. Say size of integer is 2, size of float is 4, size of char is 1 byte, and size of double is 8 byte. My compiler has take this type of memory allocation for these all data types. You can also check for all these data types. Thank you.